Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. We have several developing stories as we come on the air tonight. There is news this evening on the Johnson & Johnson one-shot and on the Pfizer vaccine. New evidence on both vaccines, what they're seeing in antibodies after a booster shot. This could be very key moving forward. But we are going to begin tonight with the emergency evacuations in Afghanistan, just 6 days until President Biden's August 31st deadline. Tonight, the Secretary of State now saying up to 1,500 Americans remain in that country and that they've reached about a third of them. And what he said to Americans and Afghans who helped us, who will still be in that country after August 31st, making a promise. But what will that effort after the deadline look like? Outside the Kabul airport, thousands still waiting, hoping to get inside and to get on a flight. And newly emerging images tonight, what's becoming a familiar scene there. Some evacuees being helped to climb over barbed wire over this wall to get into the airport, while others were wading through sewage, just awful conditions there, holding up their documents, hoping to get on one of those planes. New video from inside the airport tonight from the 18th Airborne soldiers there readying Afghans to board flights out. Across Kabul tonight, the Taliban on patrol. They have said the president's August 31st deadline is a red line. And tonight we have learned of a third helicopter operation taking place overnight, helping a number of evacuees get to that airport. The Secretary of State saying the U.S. remains very concerned about the ISIS terror threat on the ground, a sworn enemy of the Taliban too. And that promise from the Secretary of State after the August 31st deadline that this effort to help Americans and Afghans will continue. But as I asked, what will it look like? Here's our Chief Global Affairs Correspondent, Martha Raddatz, leading us off tonight.
Tonight, the State Department warning that at least 500 and as many as 1,500 Americans may still need to be evacuated from Afghanistan, and that the U.S. won't be leaving anyone behind.
Let me be crystal clear about this. There is no deadline on our work to help any remaining American citizens who decide they want to leave to do so, along with the many Afghans who have stood by us over these many years.
4,500 Americans have already been airlifted out, some 500 just today. President Biden set August 31st as the deadline for the evacuation, a date the Taliban called a red line for the U.S. getting out of Afghanistan entirely. The president says we'll meet the deadline, but for any left behind,
that effort will continue every day past August 31st. The Taliban have made public and private commitments to provide and permit safe passage for Americans, for third country nationals, and Afghans at risk going forward past August 31st.
There are concerns the longer the U.S. stays, the higher the risk at the airport, where they fear an attack by an ISIS offshoot.
We're operating in a hostile environment in a city and country now controlled by the Taliban, with the very real possibility of an ISIS-K attack. We're taking every precaution, but this is very high risk.
Officials fear the crowds of desperate Afghans outside the airport could be a prime target. Civilians knee-deep in sewage, seen here waving papers and shouting out in the hopes of getting in before time runs out.
We know there are a lot of desperate people who want to leave, and that's why we are working as fast as we can.
The Pentagon revealing that overnight, a helicopter mission rescued several people trapped by the Taliban.
Last night, during the period of darkness, there was an operation to be able to go out and safely evacuate evacuees back into Kabul.
It's the third such mission in a week to rescue hundreds of Americans and allies. The Pentagon saying 19,000 people were evacuated in the last 24 hours, many passing through armed Taliban checkpoints before making it inside the airport. While the Pentagon claims people with the right documents are making it through, some Afghans are reportedly being held back by the Taliban, even when they have the right paperwork.
I know the most senior commanders on the ground are out and discussing with the Taliban leaders that are manning these checkpoints exactly what the documentation needs to look like.
But families especially becoming increasingly concerned. Reports children have been separated from their parents in crushing crowds, many barefoot and hungry, some evacuated outside of the country before being reunited with their families. Our Ian Pannell on the ground in Kabul.
The children scared to death. It was extremely difficult to get through the gates for them, and then to be separated from their families and not have the language and not know where they're going. It was extremely difficult.
Evacuees being airlifted around the world to ease the bottleneck of refugees at the U.S. base in Doha. Thousands packed inside in conditions that are only growing more dire. And we are now seeing the massive arsenal left behind by the U.S. for the Afghan forces that could fall into Taliban hands, including up to 980,000 infantry weapons, 22,000 Humvees, and about 150 aircraft. The majority of those helicopters and planes still remain in the country.
And Martha Raddatz with us here tonight. Martha, we know Ian is in transit tonight, having traveled out of Kabul after several days on the ground there reporting for us. You were in Afghanistan several weeks back yourself, and we heard what Secretary Blinken said today, that after the August 31st deadline, that the effort will continue every day. That was his promise to Americans who might still be there and to Afghans who helped us. But I've been asking, what will that effort look like?
Well, David, first of all, the Taliban will be in charge of the airport, and they say they will keep it open. But as we know, the biggest problem is for those Afghan allies to get to the airport past the Taliban. So it remains unclear how this will work, and it most certainly will be dangerous. But still, the administration says it will stick to that August 31st deadline.
All right, Martha Raddatz leading us off here tonight.